Well then, this is not an event that I would have expected from Bayern fans at all. Obviously, following the trend that Dortmund fans had when they went to Hoffenheim, they got banned for 2 years subsequently for it. Bayern fans have unfurled a banner about the Hoffenheim owner, Dietmar Hopp, who has essentially bought his way into what would be the Bundesliga's top. By the way, Hoffenheim are not that great this year, so I'm wondering why Bayern fans, and I guess Germany fans in general, use this year to sort of down on Dietmar Hopp. I mean, they called him a son of a bee in the banner, or was it a son of a whore, son of a bee? Obviously, I'm gonna try not to repeat it, but nonetheless, you know what? I'm for it. I'm absolutely for it. Bayern fans, Germany fans in general, have a right to be disgusted because I mean, you know what? Let me rephrase this. Germany fans have a right to be disgusted, and the players have a right to protest. I think this is a sort of a good sign all around, realistically, for the Bundesliga. It's sort of like an exercise in free speech. Because obviously, the Bundesliga fans, Bayern fans, along with Dortmund fans, do not like Dietmar Hopp. Let's face it, he is circumventing the 50+1 rule, which all of the Bundesliga clubs follow, or the majority of the Bundesliga clubs follow, where 50% of the ownership goes to the fans, and then the +1, the other half can be a billionaire owner, or a big sponsor like RB Leipzig. But Hoffenheim have somehow sort of found and bought their way into what would be the majority of the 50+1 rule. They've sort of found their way around it. They've circumvented it. And it's honestly surprising that Bayern fans and Bayern Munich in general are sort of, or not Bayern Munich in general, Bayern fans in general are sort of protesting this, because Bayern do end up buying usually the best of either the German talent or the most talented players in Germany. So while they are protesting this, I get that Dietmar Hopp is sort of circumventing what is tradition in Germany. It's funny that the two probably most successful clubs in the 2010s and going into the 2020s, Dortmund and Bayern Munich, are protesting a team for wanting to be like them. A team for, who still produces some talent and who then wants to buy players, albeit without the 50+1 rule in their way. And I'm so for Bayern fans being able to protest against Dietmar Hopp. I just thought it was a little ironic. And then the players, whether it's Hansi Flick as well as the manager, the players just kicking it around in the most bizarre way ever to sort of end this game. They suspended the game for the Bayern fans to get rid of the banner. The Bayern fans were really, really reluctant to do so. And they were still chanting and being derogatory towards Dietmar Hopp. And so the players just decided, screw it, we're just going to kick the ball around. We're just going to kick it around, no big deal, no issues. And I really wish I could include the footage for this, but Bundesliga are big on their copyrights. But it's really so bizarre. Literally for the last 7-8 minutes, pass completion percentage is out the window because all of the players are just kicking the ball around to each other after Bayern are already up 6-0. I mean, it's actually a beautiful game. Coutinho scoring 2 goals. It was just a Bayern domination of Hoffenheim, which is seemingly what they always do. But Bayern fans are going to catch a ban. There is no question in my mind. Dortmund fans, I believe Dortmund the club as well, are forced to pay £60,000, or I guess in this case euros, 60,000 euros, and their fans are banned from going to Hoffenheim for 2 years. Bayern fans are probably going to get the same thing, plus some. Plus Bayern will probably, punish their own, which I don't necessarily agree with, because the protests that the Bayern fans are in is purely warranted. I mean, there is a discussion to be had about circumventing the 50+1 rule in Dietmar Hopp. And I do agree that the Bayern fans should be allowed to get their grievances out with a protest. However, much like the Dortmund fans, Hoffenheim and Bayern in their own right have a opportunity to, whether it's educate, or whether it's provide a global discussion, or whether it's just to provide a discussion in general about protesting during matches. And especially during matches at Hoffenheim, because it seems to be a regular occurrence. And I'm not going to lie, I can definitely see other fan groups participating in this. And I mean, Leipzig, I hope don't, because they are not one to really fight into the 50+1 rule. Leipzig don't even buy into the 50+1 rule. They are a well-funded multi-millionaire sort of conglomerate, whether it's Leipzig, whether it's RB Salzburg, whether it's RB Red Bulls New York? RB Red Bull New York? But they've sort of circumvented it by just having multiple clubs and being sponsored by Red Bull instead of, Russ and Bull. But this has been arguably one of the most bizarre finishes to a game ever. I really feel bad for Serge Gnabry, having been at Hoffenheim, having played under Dietmar Hopp as his owner, and then going back to Bayern, his parent club, and now having the Bayern fans do much like the Dortmund fans did and protest in the game. So obviously it's a really, really weird situation going on in Hoffenheim right now. I would love to know more about it, to be honest. So obviously let me know your guys' thoughts and comments. What do you guys feel in the protest? Are you guys more with the side of the fans, with the unfurling of the banner and the protest during the game and the stoppage of the game? Do you think they maybe went too far after the game was suspended? Or are you on the side of the players and the managers and the owner, Dietmar Hopp, who protested, who decided, screw this game, we're just going to kick around for another 10 minutes, we're going to get out of here? Which is a lot easier to protest when you're up 6-0. So I do think that probably it was a bit of an overkill. They probably should have just played on. But at the same time, players are allowed to do what they want. They can do whatever they want. And if they're not there to entertain because the fans want to protest or they want to entertain the ideals of something else, players are allowed to do what they please. So I'm for the player protests. I'm for the fan protests. I'm not sure if I'm for Dietmar Hopp. Obviously, Hoffenheim fans probably are. So please let me know your guys' thoughts on it down in the comments below. And let me know your guys' thoughts on this type of protest from players. I'm actually very, very intrigued because it brings so much attention to the game of football with how sort of bizarre the ending of this game was, that I'm hoping, to a degree, fans will start to use it to combat racism in Europe. And obviously, the last situation that we had was the Musa Marega situation. If you haven't seen my video on it, I'll leave it down in the description below. But the Musa Marega racism incident leaves a lot to be desired in European football because there is still a lot of issues and people don't exactly know how to practically fight racism in football in terms of getting the fans to acknowledge the heightened degree of it. And what they've done is obviously Musa Marega refused to play, tried to walk off the pitch several times, and his teammates in the heat of the moment told him to keep playing on, and of course it was a terrible, terrible idea. But I really, really like this idea where if both teams are of the same sort of mindset or the same stature, that they can, just say screw it and just kick the ball around. Kick the ball around until the fans stop, or until fans, who majority of whom are of sane mind, body, and thought, will just get rid of those in trouble or those causing trouble. So I really, really like this idea. I think it's a beautiful idea in terms of protesting instances of injustice in football. But I'm really stuck. I'm kind of split 50-50. I obviously need to do a bit more research on the 50+1 rule and Hoffenheim's Dietmar Hopp and whether it's him circumventing or getting around that rule, or whether it's just the fans in general just protesting for no reason, which that's obviously not it. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on it down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.